While men depart of joyful heart, adventure for to know. Rudyard Kipling, The Song of the Dead. There are some days in the early spring when the weather is such that no matter where you are, either in town or countryside, England is at her best, and it's good to be alive. I notice that it is just such a day as I emerge from the Underground at Holborn, turn left and walk down Kingsway. The morning sun is already warm and rather comforting, which helps to allay somewhat a feeling of apprehension that has been building up within me for the past couple of hours. I'm 17.5 years old, and I suspect a rather precocious young man. It was some 6 months ago when I first wrote to the Air Ministry. I was leaving school within a year and very much wanted to fly an aeroplane, so could they give me a job, please? It must have been a frightening prospect, because they certainly took their time replying, but eventually I received a response in the guise of an enormous and rather complicated form, together with a covering letter. The writer informed me that he had been directed to reply to my undated communication, always a communication, never a letter, enclosing an application form for completion in due course, and he ended by saying that he was my most obedient servant. I remember thinking what charming manners and how polite the Royal Air Force must be to everybody. So one evening after junior prep, the members of the 6th form descended on my study to hold a meeting. The object was to reflect upon and hopefully complete the application form by the simple process of discussing and then taking a vote on the answer to each question. In return, I was to supply suitable refreshments for the duration of the discussion. Simple. The whole meeting was a great success, and the answers to the many questions really superb. Duly completed, the form was returned to the Air Ministry a few days later. "Don't appear to be in too much of a hurry," they said. Weeks of silence followed. The Air Ministry had just laughed and torn it up. Then one day, the headmaster summoned me to the presence. "I have had an extraordinary letter from the Air Ministry, who require me to say something nice about you and so purge myself. Do you think I dare?" "Yes, sir, of course, without question." "Really? Why on earth should I? And in any case, what could I possibly say?" "Well, sir, you must have done the same thing before for many others, and I'm certain it cannot be the first time that you have been faced with the dilemma of perjury." "In that case, I suppose I'd better think something up, but I was rather hoping that you would be here for the cricket season. I gather you have been invited to captain the first 11. That can't be right, surely, can it?" "I'm afraid it is, sir. You see, lots of people left after last year and will be hard up for chaps this summer." "Obviously. I shall be able to stay without too much trouble, as I'm underage at the moment. You have to be at least 17.5 before you can join the RAF. Let's see, how old are you at the moment?" 17, sir." "All right, I'll see what I can do." He gave me a pat on the shoulder as I left him, which I thought strange. Not all that long afterwards, I received a letter from my father which informed me that he also had been in receipt of an Air Ministry communication. It appeared that what this said, in effect, was that if my dad wanted to get rid of me all that badly, would he please give his consent to my joining the Royal Air Force, if invited to do so by signing the attached document. It would seem that father complied by return of post. A further period of silence followed before yet another communication arrived, this one inviting me to attend a selection board to be held at Adastral House, Kingsway, at 10:00 hours on Wednesday, 20th of March 1939, in connection with my application for a short service commission in the General Duties branch of the Royal Air Force. This writer was also my obedient servant. And so, this sunny morning finds me walking down Kingsway. I look at my watch. I'm in plenty of time, although it won't hurt to get there a little on the early side. Do I really want to join the RAF and become a pilot? I suppose I'm doing the right thing. Still time to turn round and go home. I take my time and stroll quietly onwards. It would be nice to be able to fly. I am fully aware that the next hour or so could well be a turning point in my life. Throughout my comparatively short time on